I'm Charles Roberts, the founder and executive director of Rhode Island Slave History Medallions, RISHM. With our medallions, we try to shed light on the historic role that enslaved Africans and indigenous Americans played in the cultural and economic development of this state. Carter Woodson, an African-American scholar, announced the first Negro History Week in February of 1926. Gerald Ford was the first head of state to recognize Black History Month during the nation's bicentennial celebration in 1976. Ladies and gentlemen, Congressman David Cicilline.
Good afternoon. I'm really honored to be here to commemorate Black History Month and to pay a particular tribute to formerly enslaved Nanny and Baker Duchess Cormino, and to hear about her contributions to Rhode Island history and her influence on William Ellery Channing and his abolitionist views. But I want to begin by thanking Charles Roberts for his nice words, and also for all the work that he and the Rhode Island Slave History Medallion Project have done for so long to raise public awareness about Rhode Island's history with slavery, and to ensure that we understand it, that we pay particular attention to important historical sites and understand their history as it relates to enslavement of fellow human beings in our country. It's also equally important that we further educate ourselves on the everyday experiences of Black Americans and the community's history that must include taking a hard look at the stain of slavery. So it's a moment, I think, for us to recognize and remind ourselves of the hardships and injustices and brutality faced by enslaved individuals all across our country, including right here in Rhode Island. And it's really thanks to the efforts of groups like the Slave History Medallion Organization that this work is informed by our history. And so I am just so happy to be here today. The mission and the advocacy that the project underscores is really urgent in our country, particularly right now, as we are working hard to protect the right to vote, to ensure access to the ballot box, to combating systemic racism, to dismantling inequalities, and to building an economy and a future that works for everyone in our country. I just want to end with two observations. One is, it's important to take stock of some good moments. And so yesterday, the President of the United States announced the nomination of the first African-American woman in the history of our country. You know, in a country that's 246 years old, this is long, long overdue. Judge Jackson is going to be a spectacular member of the court and bring such an important perspective. And so that's a really bright spot. And then I'll end with asking everyone to continue to keep the people of Ukraine in your thoughts and prayers. They're suffering and enduring unspeakable violence right now because of their deep belief in democracy and their willingness to fight and die for their country and for freedoms that we enjoy in this country. So please keep them in your prayers. And thank you, Father Bill, for hosting us today.
Now, a word from our governor.
Hello, I'm Rhode Island Governor Dan Mckee. Thank you for inviting me to be part of the Rhode Island Slave History Medallions Black History Month program at Channing Memorial Church. While I unfortunately cannot be there with you in Rhode Island in person today, I am certainly honored to be part of today's special ceremony. It is important to acknowledge and celebrate Black History Month here in Rhode Island because Black history is Rhode Island history. Doing so shows commitment to the numerous achievements Black men and women have made in our state, while acknowledging and celebrating the ongoing contributions to celebrate Black history past, present, and future.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voices of the Exult choir. Let's go to church.
Paul and Silas are bound in jail. Got no money for to go their bail. Keep your eyes on the prize and your